and we also have a special guest tonight. I have Frank the Tank, and I have Julio July Diaz, my baby boy Scott, and my lifer Jeff. Love you, Jeff. And we have Freddie here tonight. Crazy Freddie. If you've been in D.C. or even around the Fairfax area within the last 25 years, you've probably encountered a Freddie situation.
I'm in trouble.
Oh, boy. We're in for a wild ride. I can feel it. How's everyone doing tonight?
Can we start drinking now? I need a double shot.
Oh, I'm getting healed up. I feel a lot better this week. Almost gone. Little swelling left, and we're getting there. And you keep telling me I look so different, and I'm like, no, I don't. I look like me.
I don't know. I'm trying to get used to how you look now. I mean, you look great. You look great. It's like, I know you say you're going to look younger, and I see it, but it's still, I'm like, I just can't get used to it.
Well, Dr. Arzanon, I feel like he did a really, really good job.
Amazing job.
Yeah, he did a good job. Shout out to Dr. A. I'm going to say it every show. They're just so awesome. And they check on me constantly, right?
Yeah.
So he's Northern Virginia Surgical Arts and the spa clinic. I am going to plug them. And if you say Tribe Called Jess, you get 20% off non-surgical and you get 10% off surgical. That's a pretty good deal.
Really? Nice.
So go get your glow up on. And we have Cagezilla 76 this Saturday. I'm super excited. Jeff, anything like exciting you want to mention in the fights on the matches?
It's gonna be fucking packed with, and it's gonna have some kick-ass fights.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can cuss?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be. It's gonna be jam-packed. We have a heavyweight title. We have a 155-pound title.
Nice.
With some badass fighters.
Yeah.
Yep. Anthony Rossi, who's a fan favorite heavyweight, is fighting 3-0.
I mean, I even have like people calling me that were friends of mine, never have come here, and they're like, I'll be there. I can't wait to see you. So Tribe Called Jess will be up or here posting out fights, helping with Jeff with all the VIP, the back stuff. And hopefully I don't have to let my Philly come out on people.
Yeah, I even have friends that were like, hit me up.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a table? I'm like, dude, I was sold out a month ago for tables.
Yeah, they're gone. It's gonna.
I can put you upstairs is the best that I can do.
Yeah, as soon as the outside stuff hits, it's a great thing to do. Even in the summer, it's packed, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as it's not warm anymore.
December show is always crazy.
Yeah, so exciting. Get down here. If you've never checked out the Salisbury Center, there are so many great events that we have going on here. There is December 15th, I think, DC Showcase Comedy Night, which is this Friday. And then January 26th, we have Double Vision. Mm-hmm. We are bringing electronic music to Manassas, Virginia. So anybody in the DMV, please come. DJ Reza will be here. He's open for acts like Cascade, Fisher. He's a personal friend, just open for Deadmau5. Yeah. And he's awesome. He's just so good. He's tech house, but here he's coming with Big Room Progressive and all that. It's going to be such a good time. I think we have 3 tables left. Early bird tickets are still pricing. I'm sorry, is still up, and it's just gonna be really fun. I'm really passionate about this. I know I sound overzealous.
No, he's good. He's good. It's gonna be fun.
Not only is he good, but I think it gives an opportunity for people. It's not necessarily about I like electronic music. It's the vibe that goes along with electronic music.
Dancing. That's what I like.
I mean, it's dancing, right? But the electronic music scene compared to all other scenes is just a different vibe. And everybody's just always happy, and it's just dancing. And we're going to give away $1,000 because it's Double Vision. So twins prizes for people that look like twins, so dress alike. Twins get in free all night. Proper twins, guys. Proper twins get in free.
What if we see Double Vision?
Then we
Does that work?
Then we
That's
did
the goal.
We did a really fucking good job.
Yeah, the motto is to being single, seeing double, and sleeping triple.
Exactly.
So naughty. So naughty. Sleeping triple. See this dog right here? That's what I'll be sleeping with. Anyway, next week, what do we have on Wednesday, guys? We're going to go on early. I'll have the time after the show, but what's next Wednesday?
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know.
Show what's going on.
Oh, somebody's getting really fucking old. Frank the Tank's birthday, and I'll have the phone lines open, and I will be posting the number. So please call in and harass him with your Frank the Tank stories. I have many. I know people have many.
Send your videos, y'all.
Send your videos. And then we're going to go to DC and I always say it wrong, Quattro Astoria. for your birthday, and I love their food. It's going to be awesome.
delicious.
Giovanni is hooking us up with such a great table. It's just an environment. It's I love that place.
I think I'm ready.
You think you're ready?
How old are you going to be?
I got a sitter.
47.
Oh, man, you're young.
I got a sitter for Oshi because I'm like, I have a feeling we have to take care of Frankie.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. So happy early birthday, brother. Excited to celebrate with you. And then December 27th, we have our 2-hour New Year special.
Yes.
That's right.
We have special guests coming on here for that. So we have some girls that were on and are coming back, and I'll announce them on my Facebook page. And please follow us on all socials. And wherever you get your podcast. And today, I never realized we were on Amazon Music. Jeff, was I supposed to know this?
It's on all the everything where you can get podcasts.
I literally only thought we were on the YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I had no idea. So today I go, Alexa, play the podcast Tribe Called Jess. And you had to see her repeat title 24. I put it on my Facebook and on my Instagram, but Amazon Music and wherever you get your podcast, please follow, subscribe, and our Facebook page because I post a lot of information there as well.
Yes, you do. Yes,
I gotta try that with Siri.
Yeah. Hey, Siri, play the podcast Tribe Called Jess. I was impressed. I was like,
Would you like to know where all you're heard?
what?
Would you like to know where all you can be heard?
I would.
We can
Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, RSS Community, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Deezer.
And very soon, the Hub.
What is that, a porn place? Pornhub?
Pornhub.
The only Hub.
And
that
I'm about
matters.
to convert my audio episodes into videos and publish them on our YouTube channel at no cost.
Excellent.
Nice.
Thank you, Jeff. I had no clue, guys, so I'll be posting that tomorrow.
I'm speechless.
I'm trying to figure out how to sit.
Crisscross
How do I do like this?
crisscross
You gotta do like
applesauce, Freddie. We're getting to
A
you.
yoga
You just
pose,
hold,
yoga
I'm trying to
pose
figure
over
out
there.
what to do.
Freddie. Before we move on for a sec, you were showing us your pill collection.
Oh, yeah.
You have a little
Okay,
pill
I
collection.
have my,
not drugs, guys.
No, it's not drugs. It's all natural,
Yeah,
except one.
except one. What is it? That's all I care about. You don't have to name the rest. I only have an hour.
Collagen and half of Viagra.
You mean Viagra?
Yeah, that's it.
You men and your fucking Viagra.
Just in case. It's been forever.
So what you do on the go? You
Well,
keep
yeah, I
Viagra-
should have it just in case.
I love this. I love
Right?
it.
Jeff has that
That's why
saying.
I
What's
ha-
that saying that
That's
Jeff
why I
says?
have
Be
this-
prepared. What do you
this
say, Jeff?
lid-
Be
this-
prepared.
Always.
Always
Always.
be prepared.
Always be prepared.
No, but something about better to have and not need it. What is it? You have a saying.
Well, you better.
bet-
You always need
Expect
Better to have it,
nothing.
not need it, than
No.
to need it and not have it.
Expect
Exactly.
nothing. Prepare for
Exactly.
everything.
Oh, there you go.
Freddie.
Preparation is always key.
Yes.
What,
I
preparation
agree.
H. What?
Yeah, right?
Okay, wrangle it back in. So on the New Year's special, maybe we'll have a couple drinks. Maybe not. I don't know if we're allowed.
I
We'll have
thought,
to
I
ask
thought we were
permission.
drinking from beginning to end.
I hope we do.
That's what I
Jeff, if we're
understood.
allowed. I don't know if we're allowed.
That's cool.
Allowed for what?
The New Year's special. Are we drinking while we podcast?
Yeah.
It's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to prepare for this. I've never been on air
You
drunk.
should do. That would be awesome.
No, we are. We are.
We should actually have a disco ball here too, right?
Well,
and
I've
maybe
been-
I'll do some dancing.
Oh, you want to go? God help us all.
I've been drunk here before already. So
Maybe we can get Lyft
Been
to
there,
sponsor
done
like they
that.
do
Hey,
for the
you showing
sports
up drunk,
junkies.
not
Let's
you
do
got
it.
drunk here. That's
Whatever you
good.
want.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Get Lyft to
I'm gonna-
drive people
I'm-
back and
I'm
forth.
gonna leave Oshi home that night, and I will drink.
Yeah, the sports junkies do a drinking show where it's sponsored by Lyft, and they're promoting getting the free rides during the holidays.
Oh, we should do the.
Awesome.
We should do the Empower, the lift. Yeah. So, do you guys make New Year's resolutions?
No.
No. Don't tell me why. We're gonna save it. I don't, and for a very specific reason why. But we'll save it for the New Year's special. I'm surprised you don't either.
No, not really. No.
Jeff, do you make resolutions?
I just want to get better.
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah. I'll discuss why I don't anymore. I used to. Anyway, moving on. What else? So, we went out this weekend.
We did?
Oh, God. Why is it that I can go out of town and I am fine. And it wasn't that, hold on, I wasn't hungover like that one warehouse party. It wasn't like that. But I'm just like, get so hammered. And like, I'm like, DC.
Where was it? Where'd you go?
We went to the new Treehouse.
Yeah, that was
It's a Versus place, Vinoda's new place. That was excellent. Service was excellent.
That
Food was
ceviche
excellent.
was
It's down in
good.
Union
Oh.
Market. So that's the Treehouse. It's a very Tulum, Mexico vibe. And
Really?
then
Where is it?
Union Market. I forget the
Really?
You'll have to look it up.
It's a rooftop, right?
It's a rooftop.
It's like off of New York Avenue and Florida Avenue.
Yeah.
Really?
It's back there. And then the room, they have a separate room. They call it what did they call it? It was a cool name.
Oh, something boom boom.
The Boom Boom Room.
Oh.
And that's
Hey, I'll go like this. Hey, you want some? You may need this.
I love it. So then Shama came on, and we saw Shama at the High Summer Series. And we're eating at the table, and I hear Shama come on. I stand up and start dancing in the dining room because I'm like, that's sick.
She's like, I recognize those beats.
Oh, I recognize the beats, and then
Instantly.
I spoke with her. So we had one of our other friends meet us out, and a friend from out of town meet us out, and we had a great time. Went plugging Treehouse, and then we went to 12 After 12,
After
Zebby's
12.
Garden, and each place was awesome. Everybody's so nice, and obviously Antonis owns Zebby's, and I'm a big Antonis fan just because he's just done so well with the clubbing industry. All his places are always so fun. And then
Always great music, great vibe, good crowd.
And then I feel like we get treated like kings and queens at 12 After 12 because you're friend.
Yeah, Jason's amazing.
He is.
Jason.
Yeah, MacArthur.
Yep. I know.
Yeah, Jason
He throws
MacArthur.
great
What?
parties?
Just what a but I told you the minute I met him, I said that's a good human.
Yeah.
So just a really fun night. But God, I had the photo, and I had to text everybody, you three guys, and go, "Did you guys take this?" I mean, I'm like, I feel like I kind of look cute in it. No clue. Nobody took it. Nobody. So I'm like, I randomly like walk over and hand a stranger my phone, which I would never do. I'm like, oh, Jessica. But whatever. We had fun. I don't
It was
give
a great
shit.
picture, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that the one?
Nah.
Is that the one with the
Sorry,
caption?
yeah.
Someone let me out or something?
nah, they let me out to play, which was true
yeah.
because the doctor said I could drink. I haven't drank since November 4th at
really?
all. Nothing.
Nice.
Because,
Labor Day for me.
because of recovery. And then I won't drink again January to March like I did last year. That was the best because I want to cut back in. I'll be back in the gym in 15 days.
Nice.
Shout
really
out to
counting
my
the
gym
days.
family. They've been texting me, and I love you guys so much at Gold's Gym and Gold's Training Studio. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Every day I want to feel like I'm going to die at the gym. Anyway, I've managed to maintain my weight, and now I'm doing little things. So,
Yeah.
which brings me to a subject I wasn't going to talk about, and last
Uh-oh.
minute decided to talk about, and it is weight loss as we come into, and fitness as we come into the new year. And every year I've posted this, it'll come up in my memory soon, is that I get very upset because when you're, especially those who are looking to lose a lot of weight, right? Some, everybody fluctuates 10 pounds, blah, 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 and you got to find the motivation, determination, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like they get preyed on with gimmicks, cure-alls, and all this shit, and they buy into it because they're vulnerable and really desperate to achieve this goal, right? And I always write on there, first of all, anytime you're doing something, it doesn't mean they don't work on some level, right? Of course they do. There's great products and things that do work. But if you're also in conjunction with that, not making a lifestyle change,
Yes, exactly.
then unfortunately that at the end of that road, when you're done with that gimmick, your lifestyle statistically tends to go back to what it was. And then you're back at square one.
It's a lifestyle
Why are you looking
change.
at me like that?
No, it's a lifestyle
Hold
change.
on, hold on.
When I give you this look, I tend not to agree with you 100%. I don't see it as they preying on people. I think as long as you try something, and even if it doesn't work for a long time, or even if you don't change your lifestyle, at least for that moment, they get to enjoy it, they reach a certain goal, and it helps them realize that it's possible.
And Frankie, all in all, I'm not going to say that's not true. I agree on some level, but the way products are spun, look here. I said I give a couple tips and tricks. At the end of the day, it's like my face, right? I've gotten Botox and this and that, all these things, right? But eventually you reach a certain age where, yeah, they'll help maintain, you know what I mean? But you're not going to get what you want without getting cut and going under, right? That doesn't mean, I knew what I could afford at the time and say, the deal. So it's just like that. You can do all those things, but the only way to truly be in shape and fit is to get your discipline together and get in the gym with compound goals. And the problem is people make really big goals and we don't do compound goals. And when I had 2020, because I'm a gym goer, and I had put on some weight because of 2020, and for me that was a big deal. I had to make compound goals to say I have to do this, and I'd achieve that little goal, and then the next goal, and the next goal.
Well, one thing, I don't even weigh myself.
I don't either.
Ever.
It's very rare.
Because the thing is, that's just, I think it's BS.
Weight has nothing to, but
also too, you're when you have weight on, you can be heavier in better shape.
That's correct.
And also too, the way your clothes fit.
100%.
That's all I tell is if I'm getting better and also stronger, right? Because I work out 4 times a week, like 30, 40 minutes. That's
slacker.
it. But the thing is, though, I like my body to recover for 3 days.
And listen, I think people have to view it like this. And when I've helped people lose weight, I'm not a nutritionist or a trainer or anything, and no professional experience. I have people that can help you with that, and I'm happy to refer the ones I trust, right? I have a group of friends that they are so dedicated to their clients with nutrition and fitness, depending on their company, and I know their dedication and I trust them, right? Yeah. And what they charge people is absolutely gets the results, and they're passionate.
Well, I know we both know the same person too.
I know a ton of I say a ton, a handful that I trust.
Yep.
That I trust.
Every time you kept saying compound, I kept
Compound.
I kept thinking compound chicken.
Well, so here's the thing: when I talk to people, especially those, let me address one more thing that a viewer asked and was about Ozempic. I think Ozempic itself is used for diabetes too, and then it starts with the W. I just can't think of the name, the brand, and it's a higher dose. And it's injected, I think once a week or once a month. I can't remember. I didn't take that note. And it absolutely works. One sec. I've watched many of my friends who have been on Ozempic throughout this year lose weight. Most of those friends are also changing their lifestyle. Yeah. So Ozempic, somebody asked me to address it. I mean, it has, like everything, some side effects. I think the biggest one I've heard about is gastric stuff. Sometimes, but I mean, that's like anything, right?
Yeah.
But Ozempic absolutely works. I mean, I've seen one of my girlfriends online. I'm like, holy shit. And I know a ton of people on it, but they are changing their lifestyle as well. So again, I go back to, I'm not disagreeing with you. And I think it's great to achieve small goals, or let's say this, Frankie, where I don't agree with you. They'll put this product on, what is it? The QVC. Does that still exist?
Yeah, that's always.
But they'll put a product on, right? And they'll say, wrap this around your belly and you'll have abs, right?
Yeah.
I, who have abs, know for a fact, I can go do all the ab workouts 6 days a week that I go to the gym, slacker. And I'm joking, Freddie. And I know I won't get abs unless my eating's right, because it's 100% true that abs are made in the kitchen. So you're going to tell somebody they're going to put on a little vibrating belt? Yes. Will you see some difference? Sure. But that's not abs, and that's not health.
I don't know.
When
If Ronaldo says it, I believe Ronaldo.
Jeff, do you have something to say here and I'll wrap this part up?
No.
Yeah, I do. I do. Well, 90% is actually made in your kitchen. That's a fact, because the thing is, by your body, actually 90% is made in the kitchen. And if you work out, you're going to build those muscles up. But at the same time, if you're not doing anything in the kitchen, forget about it. I see people in the gym all the time, and they haven't changed, right? Sure. The reason they haven't changed is because they're not changing their ways altogether.
My biggest flaw is I just love food too much.
But I think your struggle is
food too much.
Is a lot of people. I believe it or not, and I always make. Hold on. I make a joke that I am not invested in food. What the food I like, I eat. You've seen me. When I like something, I eat it.
Yeah.
And if you put it in front of me enough, I'll eat it. And that's why I don't put things in my house, because I know I'll eat it all, right? But I think your struggle is relatable. And then it comes back to anything else, whether it's food addiction or quitting smoking or, they're addictions, right? You got to find the motivation and the discipline to stick with it. And eventually everybody finds that if they want it bad enough, just like me with smoking, right? Eventually. It was only 30 years. So and I'm going to pay for that when I'm older. I'm going to pay for that. I think this is what I tell people, and nutritionist people, please don't yell at me. I've helped several people lose weight this way. There's weight, then there's health, and then there's fitness. And they tie together, but losing weight doesn't mean you're healthy if you're eating like shit.
Yep. Right.
Exactly.
So I always tell people, get a calorie counter, calories in, calories out. It literally asks your height, weight, right? I don't care if you drink beer and eat M&Ms and equal your calories, but don't exceed it and keep track of everything. You will lose weight because it's a scientific, you're going to lose weight. That's why people with keto lost weight eating chicken wings. Then you go to the gym, because what people do is they'll go to the gym and they'll be like, I haven't lost any weight. So now we have our calories, right? We probably shed a few pounds. We feel good. And then you go to the gym and most people are like, I can't stay here. Oh my God. Cause it's okay. For me, I'm like, yay, I'm not the norm. And I realize that. Set a clock for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it. And then when you're done 5 minutes on the treadmill, on the stair, whatever that is for you, run around the track, you're allowed to leave. And I promise you'll stay. Then if you're staying, set it for another 5 minutes. If you want to bail in 5 minutes, but in 1 week, up that up to 6 and then double it and blah, blah, blah. And sooner or later, believe me, you're at the gym, but you're giving yourself out. So that's how I recovered from panic disorder, being able to leave the house. I only have to back out of the driveway, I didn't leave my house for 2 months, and I'll do a show on that in the new year when we go into season 2. I had to baby steps, compound goals. Then we get our eating right. And then those calories we're putting in are actually proper foods. And we change that slowly. Everything is compound. What is your compound goals?
Compounding.
Compound chicken. All in compound chicken goals. But, and then so now we've lost weight. We're going to lose more weight. We're getting longer in the gym. And then once you're at those goals and you're like, hey, I want to be fit, because fit is not either of those things. Fit is tone. It's a real conditioning. It's a humongous discipline. And you have to find it within yourself. So use the gimmicks and fads, but no lifestyle has to change. Look, I'm only saying this because I care about people. And I talked to a trainer the other day, a nutritionist on Facebook. He's a very good one. And he said to me, he had a post, and I said, my doctor said in over 30 years, he has never seen someone recover like me. And obviously some of that is genetics.
But
Because
you're healthy.
That's what he said. He's like, be so proud of your fitness and the way you take care of yourself, because that's exactly why. And I am proud because I am almost 49 years old, and that it matters as we get old. Yes, am I vain? We all know. Obviously, I just got my face done, but I honestly can tell you, I go to the gym as much. Obviously, mental health. You know that I'm about to kill somebody right now, but it is health and it matters. Freddie, go ahead. You can say what you want.
No.
I know you're an expert. Freddie is. Am I allowed to say your age?
Yeah. You can say
58.
I'll be 58 in June.
He's cut in. He's dedicated. He only goes 4 days a week. He eats well. He's a savant, the same of fitness, the same way I am, and I look up to you in a lot of ways because I'm like, that's possible.
Yeah. I mean, look at me.
Freddie, and he's not conceited or vain.
I'm a little chubby, but I'm doing intermittent fasting like I told you. And I was doing 16-8 for about a year.
Yeah.
It was working.
It works.
But I switched it up to 18-6.
Yep. Well, your body's going to level
and that
up. Right.
makes a difference.
And for those out there listening, all that means is you don't eat for
18 hours.
18 hours, then you eat for 6, or you don't. I did 2 16-8s, and stop eating at 6 and don't have another meal until 10, or I think I have to count, but 10, and I break it with a protein every. Some people do it with a shake. You're sleeping half the time. You're sleeping.
Yes.
Mad respect to both of you to do that.
Well, it's,
So, Jess-
it's actually easy. Believe it or not, once you get used to it, it's so easy. It's all about discipline.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I do have one thing to say.
Yeah.
As an expert on weight loss, even though I don't look like it, I've lost 65 pounds 4 different times.
Nice.
But
You're
I'll
awesome,
gain
Jeff.
back 80.
I love you.
So it doesn't work out. But really, it's about doing what works for you. Fasting
fair.
works for one person, like because I lost weight.
Yep.
Basically, eating a half of a ham sandwich, taking a Viagra, and drinking caffeine.
Yep.
And that's sped up
That's
my
fair.
metabolism. I lost weight, controlling my calories. There's like so many different ways. You just got to
I agree.
figure out what you can do and stick to, and make sure that you're keeping your calories adequate,
That's
and then
so
getting
important.
lots of fiber is another thing because it flushes out your system.
Fiber, lean
Protein.
proteins,
Yeah.
or I
Low carbs.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like every diet's the same pretty much. It's just they do it different ways.
And I think you have to adjust. Like for me, I had to adjust my workouts at 35 and 46, and again at 47. I can't just go in and do machine training. I have to do total body weighted conditioning, and then that's probably going to change again. So a lot of it is dictated for men and women by age, and one size doesn't fit all. I agree 100%.
Yeah, like the diets where you starve yourself don't work for
Nope.
me, but the ones where you eat lots of vegetables and things that keep you full, they don't stay with you a long time the way the carbs do. But
Just eat more of them.
But like I would eat a meal, and my plan that I had was like 2 cups of vegetables and 8 ounces of meat with like 2 tortilla shells or something like that. So the ratios were right. But man, I was so full by the time I ate all those vegetables and meat
Yeah.
that I wasn't starving later.
And I'll just one more comment. I'll wrap this part up so we can get to
Can I
fun,
say one more
dirty
thing
stuff.
after?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Say it.
Well, no, one thing I love is cottage cheese.
I eat cottage cheese
And
every day.
you put cinnamon. Actually, I'm going to share with this dish I love.
All right, we'll do it quickly.
Okay, so it's 2 big tablespoons of cottage cheese. I put a half an apple,
Yeah.
right? Chop it up.
Yeah.
Then a handful of walnuts, and then sprinkle it with cinnamon. It's like you're having dessert every day, and it's
Yeah,
so good for
healthy.
you.
Mhm.
I do
Very
that
good.
at 3:00. I just had to share that.
One of the nutritionists told me to put the chocolate protein shake in oatmeal,
Yep.
and it makes it taste like the no bake chocolate
Cookies,
No,
yeah.
the chocolate
Really?
peanut butter
There are
cookies.
ways
Uh-huh.
that, and I'll wrap this segment up. There are ways to trick your mind. There are so many ways to trick your mind into thinking you're eating what your mind is wanting you to eat, but you're not eating that. And then all of a sudden, guys, when you start changing that life, that eating, now all the bad crap you used to eat, once in a while doesn't taste good.
You know what needs to happen? There needs to be diets or eating habits based on your culture. Because
That's fair.
yeah, it
I'm
has
sure.
to be,
There
because
is.
all this stuff I hear is like,
Well, I would be eating potatoes.
Like, I'm
Well,
seeing-
Frankie,
All Frankie was thinking was like raisins.
no, I'm
it's based
saying,
on
like,
it's based on you. I mean, culture or not, everybody's still uniquely you.
tell me how many tamales, pupusas, tacos.
Right.
You know,
You could probably do that.
I can adjust.
You can
you
eat
know.
a ton of
Your heart
fajitas. just don't
doesn't
eat
like any of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't.
no, obviously, yeah, in my case, yeah, but I'm saying.
Well, neither would mine. And eventually it affects everybody.
Yeah, but Frankie, for you, because I used to eat this all the time when I lost a lot of weight, is I would make the grilled steak or chicken, saute the vegetables in like the fat-free spam or Pam, whatever it's called, those sorts of things. So it kept everything down, and just the small tortillas and only have a couple of them, so you don't get too many carbs.
Yep.
But you're getting full because you're getting your vegetables and you're getting your proteins, and salsa is also like nothing, you know.
Salsa's good.
So having salsa, grilled vegetables, or sautéed vegetables if you saute them not in butter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep,
Like,
that's a
be able
good
to
one.
adjust stuff like that.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Because that's the reality. It's
Well, let's-
like, I'm going to change my lifestyle, but geez, like, how much am I going to change my
Compound
lifestyle?
goals.
But you
That's
get-
why
like-
that's the point, and I want to wrap this because we have so much show.
Okay.
We'll just burn down the pizza place next
The-
to the house. All of that.
Frankie, I think that was my other point. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life when we set goals that are so big, which are good for like a 1-year plan, but that we know our end. But how you get there is not getting overwhelmed. It's by just like the Facebook page. I started with 1 follower and now I'm almost at 1,000. I mean, it's consistency. It says compound goals. Let me try and get 50 more today. Let me get 10 more today. different things in life. And don't make the goals so big. That's why I made a point. One change at a time, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever that works. But eventually those small compound goals equal big changes. And let's wrap on that and we can revisit this. Actually, I think it's a great subject.
Yeah.
I think people want to hear about it. And I think, I like that we're all here, right? Because you and I talk about this often. And I am at the place where I'm fit. And you're at a place where you go to the gym and all that, but you have other goals too. So it's relatable. People can't relate to me because they think it just comes. I'm like, no, I actually work for it. But anyway, I would love to revisit that
definitely.
subject. I think it's a great subject. And I wish everyone out there luck. Do it for yourself. Do it for your health.
That's the thing. You have to want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You do.
Yeah.
Do it
So
for yourself only.
I had a question from a viewer. I think we'll go super quick on this, and I will absolutely revisit this one. But you have two girls.
Yeah.
I have my son. Yours are almost
19, well, almost 20.
Nico's
and
in
almost
his
16.
20s. Yeah. And so a viewer asked me. They said, "What is the best way?" And I'm like, so glad they asked me. What is the best way to have the conversation about alcohol and drugs with your kids? And I was curious, as another parent, what you thought, and then I'll tell you the conversation I did have, or have you had that conversation?
Yeah, I have, but it's
To what extent?
just like, I'll be like,
Don't do what I do.
yeah, no, do what I say.
That's not.
No, I
Stop.
just say, to be smart about the stuff you put in your body because there are consequences to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all I say. Like, alcohol is legal, but doesn't mean you can't abuse it. Just be smart about it.
Be smart about being stupid.
Yeah, and then, but when it comes to like any like illegal drugs and stuff, I just say don't do it.
Yeah.
It's just not healthy. And I'm not even big on weed either, even though it's legalized.
Yeah.
But I always tell my kids to, if they're gonna try something, to let me know.
Yeah.
We can discuss it.
And that I
And
absolutely
not to hide it, But
So-
as a parent, I'd be like, don't do it.
So I'll tell you how I approached this. And I had some friends at the time, critique me and criticize me. And at the end of the day, I think my plan worked out better. Maybe not. Anyway, that doesn't matter. When I talked to my son about it, with Nico about it, the first thing is, I always at home within my supervision, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I think he was 16, started letting him drink here and there because I was terrified because I see these kids go to college, drink a whole fifth at once and they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's important because they're under your supervision. They're not leaving the home, and I'm not promoting it, but I'm not stupid enough to think my kid is not going to go to college and do it. Yeah. And I think in this day and age, with how much social media, how much is out there, you can't be so unassuming or want to believe your kid is that good. They're human. They're still human, and they're dumber humans than us are. You know what I mean? All right, maybe not, but so I would say implore parents. It doesn't mean you're a bad person to do that. I'm not saying that's what you should do. That's what I did because I wanted him. Oh, this much makes me feel safe, and I'm so glad I did. Right, especially in the college environment. Second, drugs. I think, and I give this advice to parents all the time when they ask me, how should I approach the conversation of drugs with my child? And I say, you can tell them all day long not to do it. They're bad for you. And I'm not criticizing your approach at all. But they're not, they know they're bad for them. Yeah. That's not getting on their level. You got to get through to kids somehow on their level, right? So what I did is I took a kind of sarcastic approach. I was like, first of all, if you're doing this shit, you can't afford it, and that means my money that I'm giving you is going to it. So, oh, hell no. But then you capture their attention because that becomes a very different conversation, right? The second conversation I have is you're getting this at an age where, just like anything else, there's, this type, depending on where you're getting it and how much you're paying. Well, I can guarantee you that age group is not paying a lot. And so you got to break it down for them. As horrible as that sounds, what could be in this? And right now, fentanyl is huge. What could be in this? And what risk are you willing to fuck around with to lose your life? And, you know, I'm not so dumb to think my kid, or I'm sorry, I'm not so like, oh, he's so perfect. Look, he's going to try shit. He's going to do shit. My job is to educate him. Do I promote it? Absolutely not. And I have that too. My preference would be that you don't, but I can't be there to hold your hand at your college. So my job is to make sure that I give you the best first pep talk not to, but also the reality of what can happen when you do.
Yeah, I mean, I like how you broke it down because it comes down to basically educating them, right?
Yeah.
It's, you know, our parents used to be like, don't do that, it's bad.
And that doesn't work.
And no explanation, you know.
Yeah.
It needs an explanation. It's, you know.
And with social media, don't you think like they could get away with that? Now there's so much information, like, okay, yeah, it's bad, no shit.
Yeah. But I like how you
It
said
wouldn't be illegal if it was good.
But even the way you broke it down financially, that's even another angle for them to look at it, right? It's like, it'll affect you this way financially. If you do this, physically, it'll do this. It'll, you know, because drugs, they alternate. Is that the word, alternate?
They alternate.
Yeah, they change.
They alternate your personality, your reality for the time you're on them.
Yeah, so it affects who you are. Your brain, it affects your brain, how you think, how you react. So there's dangers in that because when you're under the influence of drugs, you know, you could be vulnerable. You could black out. You could do other things that you normally wouldn't do. Your senses are not as sharp.
Yeah.
So you put yourself in a situation that you're very vulnerable.
You got to get on their level.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
at the end of the day, and we got to do Ask Jess in our subject because I'm going to get to this red flag subject today. I love it. I love
but I like how you
it.
broke it down because I mean,
Thank you.
It's a conversation that you will continue.
It
with
works
your kids.
because Nico and I
talk to them about it again.
Nico and I have a great open dialogue about, hey, what's going on and this and that, and I'm proud of that. And he's been a good sort. And I just always feel like get on kids' level, acknowledge their world, acknowledge their reality. And when you do that, kids feel like you respect them, and you have to, because just saying no isn't preparing them for the big world. And the world is not fair, and life is going to kick you sideways to Sunday. What's that expression? And that's how we prepare our kids for those times, because then when the joy comes, you celebrate the joy with them, but you prepare them to go to battle.
Correct.
But moving on, let's go to some Ask Jess, and we'll make it snappy. And then we'll get to red flags.
Yes. So my first question is nice and simple, based on the holidays.
Oh, God.
What is your favorite holiday drink?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me if I hooked up with a Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
How many?
Not anymore. Holiday drinks. I really like when a bar has like a you know, like the cinnamons flavored martini or pear with, you know, like that kind of thing. Probably more of a fall-y thing. I do like the hot chocolates with the peppermint. I don't know. It was some peppermint. Somebody made it for me. I was like, this is really good. And it's really fattening.
It's always got calories.
But so I would say those. I mean, I'm not a big sweet drinker, you know that.
Yeah.
But when I do like it when it has that bite to it at the end, like a pear or cinnamon, like really fallish, and maybe they add a little.
So it's not a good eggnog.
I'm not. I don't mind eggnog, but I'm not a huge fan. Oh, Danya, our friend Danya makes that wassail. I think it's called wassail.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. It tastes like apple ciders, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I get hammered. I'm like,
you warned me about that when she offered me. I was like, I'll take some. Let me sip on it because I've been
two
warned.
in. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Two in. I'm like, oh God. Thank God I'm sleeping on your boat. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Do you guys have a favorite? Freddie's just there lounging like a little lizard.
I'm just chilling.
I'm
just looking at my white leg. Holy
You need
shit.
to get a tan.
I know. I should have brought shades.
How are you going to pick up women if you
Oh my
don't
God,
have
I'm
a
so
tan?
my legs will never tan, no matter what I do.
Really? Oh, you're fair. That's why
Yep.
you're fair.
I'm Scotch Irish, so I'm
Spray tan. I spray tan. I don't really tan that much. I do when I need the vitamin D.
What's that? Vitamin D.
We're definitely having you on the New Year's special with the girls.
So my favorite drink, my I guess I'll call my ex-father-in-law.
Yeah.
He made this Puerto Rican drink. I didn't know exactly what's on it, but it was basically Spanish eggnog. It was called,
nice.
It was called coquito.
That's rum and coconut.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
What did you say it was?
It's rum and coconut milk. I don't know what you
Coquito. Give me some coquito.
Yeah.
Really, really hard there, Frankie.
No, I mean, I'm sure
Rum
he told
and
me.
coconut milk. Okay.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean,
yeah.
he made it really well.
Cinnamon,
It's like,
vanilla.
it's really good.
That's cool.
Julio always requested it for the holidays, right?
Oh, it's awesome.
'Cause every time they
That's
go
up
there.
Great.
Yeah.
Because, my kids always go see their grandparents.
Yeah. That's awesome. What do you got for me today?
Oh, question wise or drink wise? But drink wise, you should try Fireball with apple cider.
Oh, God,
Really
no.
good.
Ooh,
I've done it. No,
What is it?
no Fireball.
Fireball with apple cider.
Fireball.
At 18 grams of sugar a shot. Fuck no.
You know, Fireball has been banned by everyone
It's
but the
so
U.S.
Oh, I hate
So
Fireball. It's the worst
It's
drink.
the
I won't
worst
drink it.
thing for you. It's
Honestly, I have migraines, mostly alcohol induced, but I get them otherwise too sometimes. So bad. My migraines so bad.
I only had to experiment because Frankie was given like a 2-liter bottle for one of his birthdays and it was never ending.
Oh, yeah.
So I was
I
like,
mean,
what
there
do I kind
was-
of mix this with?
There was one year where it was like,
Oh, I drank
Fireball
it all the time.
everywhere.
I hated
At
it.
A-Town, everybody had it.
Oh, God. God, it was so bad. All right, what do you got for me? We got to
But,
move on.
Holiday question. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, God.
That's not Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard.
Which we just saw at the movies yesterday.
That's so cool.
It was so
so
good.
cool that they put it back in the movie theater. Die Hard and Home Alone are the first that come to mind. I mean, I have a list of like a top 6. I love Die Hard. It's awesome. I mean, and Home Alone, it's just classic.
Yeah, Home Alone was.
Macaulay Culkin, and congrats. to
someone
him.
actually came up to me and thought I was a Home Alone actor back
Oh,
in the day.
you look like him.
Right?
I see that.
You
and
do.
then I went,
And then, I forgot this little plug,
He looks
guys.
like the snowman.
Happy birthday to Taylor Swift today.
Oh, that's
34
right.
years old.
How did we forget?
I hope Travis Kelce. I hope there's a marriage proposal. I doubt it, but I do still say they will be engaged. Anyway, I don't want to spend time on it. Happy birthday, Taylor Swift! Just what a badass! I put a post up for her just for inspiring us to draw the lines outside the circle. Right?
Yes.
Don't be pigeonholed into one thing. You can be wild and quirky and fun and smart and a badass and a businesswoman. And I think so many times people, not just women, are pigeonholed, and I'll never filter myself for people. So anyway, happy birthday, Taylor.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, I'll stop.
Oh, I love it.
No, finish it.
All right, what do you got, Frankie? What do you got? Frank,
I know Frank's blushing over there. It's like,
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking of Taylor Swift and her birthday. Speaking of Taylor Swift and love,
yeah.
I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
She found love. She's happy, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there's love for you? Do you love,
That's deep. Do we have another extra hour? Why? Why? Like, that's a different kind of Ask Jess.
Because you're very loving, you're very giving, right?
Yeah.
And you always talk about other of your friends, how their relationships work. You're happy for them. You're obviously super into, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you put it out there for everybody else. But how about yourself?
Oh God. I think I don't know. I don't know if it's possible for me. I think and I don't mean to, that sounds really sad. It's not, I'm a hopeless romantic and I love love and I love to be in love and I just don't I am so unapologetically me. And like we talked about when you told me don't say the bad sides of you.
Yeah.
Like I show the worst side of myself first, and you pulled me out in the parking lot last week and said, "Don't say that. They're the best sides of you." But I show that most wild side of Jessica, or podcast side, and then they get the other sides of me, the intelligent conversations, the very very nurturing. You know that. I mean,
Yes.
you remember my last really. I'm just a very Italian, take care of person, and I love when I do finally love. I love extremely hard. I think I've created an uncanny ability to become indifferent, and which is scary. It serves me well to get past people. I already know people's game before they're playing it. Before I call them out now, I just play along. I just until like, okay. I don't need to call them out. I'm just done with it. And I think what's frustrating is that I'm able to move on from it because of that indifference. And it was funny. Now this, I was going to mention on last week's show, but I pulled it for this week's show. So since you're asking me this, I was just going to say it near the end because I found it. Khloe Kardashian, of all people, said this. And I remember just this resonating feeling and also a sad feeling when she said it because I could so relate. And she was talking to her mom and she said, it's just really frustrating because my whole life of men, I've watched this reel so many times, only knew how great I was until they showed me, after they showed me how horrible they could be. But I knew they were great all along. And to begin with, and why can't a guy show me how great I am to begin with? And I think for me, when it used to be like back in the day when, guys wouldn't appreciate me or they come back, I would be like, oh, they had to go on their way and blah, blah, blah. And now the ability to become so indifferent, by the time they come back, I'm like, nah. Because if you were willing to leave me a chance, no, I'm sorry. So I'm not saying that's totally what I would do, but I don't know if it's possible. I think I'm just cracked from a different, what do you call that? Cracked from a
Different.
You know that
egg.
saying? No, whatever. Built from a different whatever. I just,
Built from a different.
I can't. I'm going to give my whole and authentic self and the best sides of me, but I'm not going to filter myself for anybody. And I feel like that's always what I'm asked to do or always why a guy can't handle it. And I'm just like, that's why I really haven't dated. You know that. I'm just like over it. I don't give a fuck. Like at this point. So to answer your question, I don't know. And that's hard to say. We can revisit this though. I need some time.
I know.
Don't you like that quote? I think that resonates for all humans because so often with her, that was the extreme, right? And extremes have happened to me. She got cheated on twice, then Lamar before that, Tristan.
Yeah, all this
Lamar.
stuff would happen to her that was horrible.
And she's a fat, I don't know if I relate to her as much on the show, but parts of her I really relate to.
Yeah.
And when she talks about love and then how kind and nurturing and where she's at now, I completely relate to. God, when I heard that, I was like, did you write that? Like that was just, wow. Why can't people know how great you are to begin with? It's not their loss in a mean way, but their loss.
Their loss.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not a fit. I'm not trying to say that. And nobody's doing anything bad, but if you don't recognize it up front, and you do try to come back, I'm probably past it, unfortunately. And then it makes me sad because why couldn't you realize it to begin with?
Yeah, and it leads to what you were saying, and I was telling you, it's like you start saying, like, I show my bad side or my worst side, and it's like, no, it's not your bad side or your worst side. It's your assertive side. It's your confident side.
My funny
it's
side.
It's like
crazy Jess. Ah!
Yeah, it's your independent side. It's your fun side, your wild side. But then the way people react to it, or in this case, obviously guys, if they can't handle that or see that or it's intimidated, it's their issue. Because.
Yeah, and when we say wild, I'm not dancing on I do dance on flesh, but clothes. Like, I'm not like some wild chick out there. But I love music. I like to dance. I like everybody around me to have fun. I have fun. I get on here and act unhinged, like, sometimes.
Yeah.
I love that about me.
But once again, those terms have developed a negative connotation, and it shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Being wild doesn't mean you're loose, you're getting drunk, you're being,
I definitely get drunk.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? But even getting drunk doesn't mean you're like sloppy and being stupid and mean and angry and,
Just have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I can be a bitch. I mean, I've worked on that. You know that. 'Cause
yeah.
When people set me the fuck off and I'm drunk, you're going to get all of Jessica's.
We all have, obviously we all have our boundaries.
I've worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not, and it's usually people that care about me and it's because something's triggered in me, right?
Yeah.
Which moves me to our subject that I want to get to. Hey, Scott, could I get like an extra 10? Okay, thank you. Because I am not doing this. So, And Freddie, I'll kind of fill you in, but I'm going to start this out with this quote.
Okay.
That the ability to identify one's own toxicity is not only a strength, but also an indication of maturity. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That means you self-reflect. That means you always analyze yourself.
But in this case, Freddie, since I didn't kind of clue you into this, there was a reel I sent the guys. I don't know. I've been trying to talk about this for a while now. And she talks about, and I am going to read notes because I made a lot of notes on this.
It's fine. Go ahead.
When we recognize we're so focused on red flags of others. I mean, don't you hear that word all the time now, Freddie?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it. That's
okay. Am I supposed
You're not going to be invited for New Year's.
No.
When I cut you off, you'll know to shut up.
Am I supposed to talk now?
He was waiting for your points. That's what it was.
Okay, you're waiting for my points, red flags.
I mean, when you say a lot of us are geared to like, what's the red flags? They have red flags?
I mean,
to look at it in others, right?
I mean, I don't really look for red flags because I actually stay away from a lot of people. The only time I actually go out is on the
women.
boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love you, Freddie.
I just stay away.
Freddie's like, they are red flags, period.
I mean, you don't see me go to clubs anymore. You don't see me do anything.
Well, red flags can be anywhere. They can be at the grocery store. Just because people go to clubs, do you see the women at the wineries?
No.
They're having some red flags too, and they're drunker than the girls at the clubs.
I mean, the red flags that I have is like them hitting on everyone else. I mean, that's a big red flag.
That's a ratchet. That's a character.
Yeah,
that's a deal breaker.
Flaw.
No, that's not even a character flaw. That's a deal breaker.
Red flag. I mean, I really don't look at red flags though. I don't even look at them.
In this case, our favorite beautiful psychologist, I always forget her name. She said, instead of doing that, we need to identify what our red flags are. And I was intrigued because I like a lot of her advice and I like bringing it out there because I know not everybody follows her. And so basically she said, sorry, I'm shaking Oshie because I want him to bounce and be distracted. I think he wants Scott. But what she says is, if I know that I attract people and the way I feel loved is by making them dependent on me, by letting them take from me, do everything, which is basically a narcissist, I'm going to attract a narcissist. I feel validated when I do. That's the only way I feel loved is when I create dependency, and narcissists like that. They want you to be. Yeah, they want that. You. Right? This is just one example.
Yeah.
She's like, when I identify that red flag in myself, then I don't need to control people because you could have that red flag. You could have that red flag. You could have that red flag of a narcissist. But because I've set that boundary within myself, then I'm going, I can, because when I can tell you right now, when I talk to men, there's an anxious anxiety that's created. And I can tell, not that they're a pure blown narcissist. I'm not trying to say that, but they're triggering in me. And granted, I think there's a fine line here between, okay, are we triggering trauma or is this, your red flag? Like, because every person's going to trigger a little bit, right? But I can feel it. And I'm like, I'm not talking to that dude because I know what's getting inside, what that feeling inside me. So I know I thought about this. What do you think? First of all, what do you think about it? And then what are your red flags?
Okay. First of all, I've always been a person that always looks within myself, right? I always self-reflect.
Well, you're really good at it, but answer the direct question of, I'm not being rude. What do you think about identifying the red flags in yourself?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Versus constantly looking.
Well, that's the thing. I've always looked at myself first before
that's very intuitive.
Before
really
I look at, other people's, red flags. I have to look at my first. You were going to say, go ahead, Freddie.
No, I just recognize myself as a fun flag.
I agree.
Not a red flag.
I will give you this, Freddie. You are just always happy.
Got to be, right?
You're always positive and always laughing. We have the best. We'll get on the phone once a month and talk for 2 hours about everything. And he listens to my rants.
He's always
always a sweet
full of energy.
What do you think? So, what would you say? Oh, she also says you have to also decipher. People are going to have character flaws.
Yes.
I mean, I think the expectation now is unbelievable. Somebody might be messier. Somebody might, what was one I wrote? Be late all the time, Frankie.
All right.
Somebody might be not as intelligent as you'd like, but you really like them. They're intelligent enough. It's just character flaws. Deal breakers are, here's this person that's disloyal. Here's this person that's a narcissist. Here's this person that talks down to women or men. Or here's this person who has no emotion regulation when they get mad. Those are deal breakers. And you got to recognize those deal breakers. And I think we get enchanted with, like, I can only speak from my perspective, female perspective. Women especially, oh, he's so great. He's so cute. He's so this and that. And so it's blinded when we should go in, okay, let me see what's triggered in me and let me look if there is any deal breakers.
Yeah.
First, because it'll save you years of
Yeah,
heartache.
that should.
Years of fucking heartache, guys.
He's
Take
6
it from
foot,
me.
but how tall is he emotionally?
I love you, Julio.
But that's the thing. It's and we always have this conversation. You know how
How tall is he emotionally?
is he emotionally? Maybe in bed.
Oh God.
So the issue that we always have is we always go to extremes, right?
Yeah.
So
Agree.
They teach you how to look at red flags in people. Now all of a sudden, everything you do is a red flag.
Yeah,
right?
it's gotten out of control.
So everything always gets out of control.
I don't even like the verbiage, but it's a great way to compartmentalize.
Okay, exactly. So you have to, you have to work on yourself so you could see those things. I remember when I was,
I took a screenshot for the show. Sorry, guys.
that's fine. When I was a teenager and I was, 17, 18 around that time,
Yeah.
age, and I was, I wanted to start dating. One of my dad's older friends gave me this advice. He said, "Look, Frank, when you notice a woman that you like, and let's say maybe it's an acquaintance and stuff, don't tell her you like her. Just observe her and see how she behaves. How she treats her friends, how she treats your friends, how she treats her parents.
Correct.
How
Parents,
she behaves.
parents.
So the way she interacts with other people will tell you a lot about who she is.
That's good advice.
And you don't let them know that you like them, because once you find out somebody likes
Well,
you,
they'll
you
put on the
change.
show.
Exactly.
They're going to put on a show.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's how I always started seeing, that's how I am.
So there's people out there who are bipolar too.
I thought for so there's people out there that like you.
The thing is, my ex-wife, she's a sweetheart, but she was totally crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, but in
that's
all
fine.
fairness, I always say when men or women say their partner was crazy, there's your side, her side, and then there's the truth.
I made her crazy too.
But I hate when men say, "Oh, my ex is crazy." What did you do? That's my first question, because every guy says that about their girl. She's crazy.
But this is what I want to say about red flags too, right? Everybody has different things they're willing to accept, right? Just because, and this is a good example that you said, Freddie, just because someone is diagnosed with bipolar, it's up to me if she has enough good,
Correct.
character.
Oh yeah, I'm never
qualities,
criticizing mental health.
If I want to take on that challenge.
Right.
And that's the thing. There's certain things that people can work on, and certain things they can take medication for. But when you truly get to know somebody, you love them, you're willing to, put in the work and understand them, right? And love them for those flaws
And
or
you
those
have to
issues
make
that they have.
you have to make that's a very conscious decision if you can handle that, and it's a tough call.
I was with her for 9 years. So
Oh, Freddie, I'm not criticizing you at all. I
know.
hate when guys call exes crazy.
Well,
I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I was called crazy so much the last year and a half, and I'm like, you want to see crazy? Because I was never crazy. I'll show you crazy.
I never
What does that
really
mean? You
thought
said-
about it until my dad was in the other room, and he freaked out because she didn't know he was in the other room, and she turned into like,
Yeah.
and my dad was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. All right. Well, I get it. So I sat down because I was like, in all fairness and having the conversation, I always start with me.
Yeah.
Meaning I want other people to do it too. So I'll put it out there into the universe. I have like an extreme fear of abandonment. And I think that comes from being adopted and a lot of other reasons. And I've worked really hard on it. And I recognize the triggers when they happen and who's kind of pulling out me because of who they are and who I'm just getting scared. And that's friends, family. This doesn't go just with relationships, right? I have an inherent fear of abandonment. That was hard. It's hard to work on. It's a continual work. You know this, even with friends. I think they're just going to ditch. Anyway, I can be a very avoidant attachment. Like I can just detach. I can also be, I forget what the other one's called, where I attach. Once I get there, I'm all in, right?
Yeah.
But I'm so independent when I'm independent. And then, so when I do attach, sometimes they become my world, and I'll never do that again. Like, never. And I'm still independent. I don't mean it like that, but I notice it myself. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Me. My other one would be I shut down if I think I'm rocking the apple cart. Like, if I think I'm going to upset somebody, even though I'm tough and I can be a bitch, like, I'll shut down, and I'm afraid to share things that I know I need to communicate or share about me, or things that are going wrong, because I don't want them to be ashamed of me. And then I say my ability to detach. I said that. So what are yours?
I told you one a while back.
We only have just real quick.
Fine,
8 minutes. No, we have 8 minutes, so we're good. Go ahead.
So one of the things that I do is when I like somebody a lot, I make fun of them a lot.
You make fun of your friends?
Yeah.
Friends. I think you're harder on yourself on this, but okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Julio could be a witness to that. Our dad was like that with Mom.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing, though. You're supposed to make fun of your friends.
Yeah,
But
but
your friends,
If you're not, right? They're not
Fred,
your
your
friend.
mic.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got to talk into the mic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, if you're not
Stop.
making fun of your friends, really, they're not your friends, right?
No, but
I think
what-
what Freddie's trying to say is, or Frankie, God.
going back to high school, they used to call me Fred by accident.
My dog's obsessed with Scott. He saw Scott come to the window, and now he's freaking out. Just to kind of shorten the cycle, he's saying sometimes he just doesn't stop joking.
Yeah, because it could become funny, and then it comes to the point where it's like you're being a bully.
He pushes. He does it to me.
Oh, like they ring the bell, the round's
you're
over,
being like
but-
really a jerk.
Yeah, exactly. It goes to the level. it can be
You're
jerk.
not, but you've pushed me to where I'm like,
Oh,
but
what happened?
we're best friends. But he'll go on, and I'm like, Freaky, shut up.
Yeah. So
And
that's
I'm
one of my
not
red
mad.
flags.
I'm
So
not mad because I appreciate
Did you
it.
kick his ass?
No,
No, but so that's
Okay.
what we're
best
saying.
friends.
So,
No.
so one of them is I don't know when to stop sometimes when I'm joking
Yeah.
and making fun of somebody. That's one of them. And then another one is I'll put up with a lot of stuff and not say anything.
Yeah, I'm the same with that.
And it's because like, because I care about the person, I'm afraid to offend them. I don't want to make them feel bad. So I'll put up with it. I'll put up with it until the point where then I finally, instead of bringing it up, calmly and respectfully, I bring it up emotionally,
I see.
and then when it's emotional, it's not controlled, right?
Yep.
And you can say things and be mean and then I wind up doing the stuff that I didn't want to
Correct.
do in the first place.
Correct.
So that's my another red flag. And then my third one is sorry, I'm like getting a little thirsty. Go ahead, Julio, let me drink some water.
Well, name one, Julio, because I'm gonna wrap, and then we're going to the funny question that I want to surprise you guys with.
I'm just gonna say a third. I was told 3,
I know, but I didn't.
just go ahead, run
and I
out of
only
time.
could come up with 2. So my main red flag is I can't finish lists. I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
I know, right? I'm getting too complacent in life. That's
Yeah.
my main red flag. Like, I can work towards something, and then once I'm there, I'm like, okay, I'll just
Yeah. No further.
no further.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you and I are very similar with that.
Stop. He's getting out. I got to wrap
And
up.
what's your
this show.
second one? No.
I got it. Let me.
Okay.
So real quick, guys, and then we'll ask a funny question. I got to get Oshi out of here, and Scott. So red flags in ourselves look like making excuses for other people's behavior, not speaking up due to fear of rejection or conflict, criticizing and putting ourselves or others down, allowing people to cross our boundaries, and basing our worth on person's validation. And I think we can come back. I want to continue this discussion, but we got to wrap the show because my dog's going to lose his mind and Scott needs to go home. So my final question was a viewer question. There was 2. And I know this will go over well with you guys. And Frankie,
Oh,
when they asked me this, I laughed. It's not that intense. but I know you're going to give me honest answers. And Jeff, are you mic'd?
Yes.
I loved when this question came in. It was a twofold. Would you date an adult film star? And I am.
Eesh. I mean,
Scott, hold on. Let's ask Scott if you would.
Oh yeah.
You would?
Oh yeah.
That's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna.
Would you? I'm
have one in
surprised from
mind?
you, Jeff. Should I even ask?
I think that it wouldn't bother me, but it'd be tough to bring him home to mom and be like, "Yeah, what do you do for a living?" Yeah.
So you wouldn't be serious with them. That's fair.
No,
I'm surprised.
I'm not saying that, but yeah.
I'm surprised.
I think
from you.
I'd have to make sure that it was the right relationship, and then
Yeah.
my mom's pretty understanding, but she's also very, very, very conservative. Like she's old school.
Oh, I know your
Yeah.
mom. I love your mom.
Yep. So, but she's also, I mean, she's very cool and understanding. As long as we're happy, she's happy. So,
Yeah. So your mom could
but
go
it
either
wouldn't
way.
bother me,
Yeah.
if that's what their job
Well,
was.
when I asked, I immediately thought of Frankie and you. Like,
Wow.
and I'll let Frankie and Freddie and Julio. So I was like, well, they're probably super safer than most guys on the street because they use condoms. They're required to.
Yeah, they gotta get tested like every
Yeah.
project.
I'm probably not for me, and I just no. It's probably a no for me. I'll never rule anything out, but it would probably be a no as a male adult film star. And I've never seen one where I was like, oh my god.
To me, it's more of the definition of what do you mean date? Like,
That's what I'm asking. Are you
Yeah, what's
banging
that?
her? Are you
Yeah, I mean,
banging her,
I'm
or
willing to
would
go-
you date her?
Banging.
I think they're saying, would you date her? The question was, would you actually like relationship date?
Why
or
not?
Is
Sure.
it just have sex?
I just
smash
can't be in
thing?
any movies because I'm a grower, not a shower.
But you would date someone seriously? Like you
sure.
consider
If
it?
she
That's
was
awesome.
sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think this is where my female side comes in. No, to imagine like a guy I loves banging other people. I'm a tough chick and I'm
Well-
pretty liberal. Not like that.
Well, I mean, let me retract some of it then. If she's retired,
She's retired. Okay.
okay, retired, I don't mind.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't.
I mean,
still.
yeah.
Frankie,
But
Frankie,
I'm
you're
gonna- I'm going to have to
Would
say,
you?
though,
Oh heck yeah, why not?
as a series, you bring her home to mom.
Yeah.
but
You would.
I would disappoint my mother.
you wouldn't bring him.
But I couldn't bring her over to mom, though. 'cause
You're an
my mom-
Aquarius. Aquariuses don't give a fuck, and I
Well, she's
absolutely
saying how
believe you.
serious would you be willing to date, a porn star? I can't
Frankie,
say
you're
yes.
the one that's rapping it, so
Okay,
come on.
I can't say yes or no because my standards have changed so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dated strippers,
Guilty as charged.
We know.
Yeah.
We know. I know both of you. And yes,
So, like
very
I said,
well.
I don't. It's a good question. I have to think
Yeah.
about it, but I'm not gonna.
Well, for your
it's
birthday,
not a no. It's not a no.
For your birthday, we want an answer. So, Freddie, first of all, thank
It's for
you.
my birthday. They're bringing up porn star.
No, we should, Jeff. Bring one in.
Let's get the whole porno dad.
Freddie, thank you so much for coming in. Feel free to come back on the New Year's special. We got a bunch of guests.
Okay.
Frankie, and audience, we will be back next week for Frankie's
Yes.
birthday. Thank you guys for tuning in.
the hizzle.
Please tune in next week. Take good care, guys.
Good
Later.
night.
Awesome.